I would like to give you a short description of Jerusalem. What did it look like back in the days of Herod the Great? And keep in mind, we'll speak about the Roman era, we'll speak about Roman technology, we'll speak about the days of Jesus. The best description that we have of that Jerusalem is given to us by the Jewish historian Josephus Flavius, or Joseph, son of Mattathias. He gives us a good description of the city, sometimes to details that we cannot actually understand today. But based on the excavations that are taking place around the Temple Mount since 1968, plus the book of Josephus, we have a good understanding what was the city like back in the Roman era. That was one of the largest cities in the world, as I mentioned earlier, and it was covered by beautiful palaces, and above all, there was a temple. The temple was a major building project, and Herod, of course, had a problem by building it. Number one, the king was not part of the Jewish nation, and therefore to have the motivation to tear down the old building and build a temple, that was not taken well by the Sanhedrin, the Jewish leadership. The question was, of course, why would the non-Jewish king will bother so much to do something so nice for the Jewish people? The motivation, as Herod himself explained it to the people, recorded in the book of Josephus, was that everything that he has, his authority, his power, his kingdom, was given to him by God, and therefore he wants to return a favor, to build a temple that will be the most magnificent building in the world. The way to present it to the Romans was, of course, totally different, but it was all the same for the Jews. They were very suspicious, not understanding what was the motivation. Josephus Flavius tells us that in the 18th year of Herod's reign, and the year is 19 BCE, the project started. 10,000 stonemasons were involved in the project. 1,000 priests were trained specifically to build the very building. Please make a distinction between Temple Mount and the temple itself. Temple Mount is a big complex, 32 acres big. The challenge was how to level such a large area in such a mountainous country. Mount Moriah is a very narrow mountainside with steep mountainsides to three directions. If you want to enlarge the area, you need to build retaining walls and somehow artificially to extend the top of Mount Moriah. That was the project of Temple Mount, on top of which the temple building was standing. In fact, most of Temple Mount was not a temple building. The temple itself and the sacred area that only Jews could go and visit covered relatively a small area. The rest of the major or the big plaza was a marketplace, and the Bible speaks about Jesus turning upside down the tables of the money changers on top of Temple Mount, which was known also by the name the Gentiles' Court.